Hey guys, welcome back to Mike's Mike. I just got this game in, it's called Relationship Simulator. I've heard some good things about it. It's supposed to have one of the most advanced AIs to date, but we'll have to put that to the test to see for sure. Now, let's go ahead and pick our avatar. And obviously we're gonna go with sexy. Hell yeah. Okay, so we're getting a pro tip here. This groundbreaking AI is based on thousands of real-life interactions that people have had on the web. Unlike standard role-playing games, this dating partner is capable of making non-formulaic decisions. Good luck. I don't need luck. Okay, game's loading up. Oh, gotta say, right off the bat, these graphics are pretty realistic and immersive. There she is. I'll give her a shot. I'm gonna try a solid pickup line.
Hey baby, are you an appendix? Because I don't know anything about you, but this feeling in my gut is telling me to take you out.
Listen, if I ever dated you, you'll be the only one I've ever dated. The rest have been at least 8s.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
It's too real. You know what, guys? I'm gonna go play Sims. At least I can make them love me. Looking over what C.S Lewis has covered so far, there are 3 main points he has come to conclude. 1. That God is above and beyond the universe. 2. That he created said universe. And 3. It was corrupted by one of his good creatures, and it is a battleground between the creator and a rebellious force. The next question C.S. Lewis asks is, why? Surely it would be strange for a God to want things to be this way. Could it be that these things are beyond his control? If you've ever been in a position of authority, then you know what it's like to have something happen that is not in accordance with your will. If you are teaching your child about tidiness, allowing them to do it out of their own volition also allows them to not do it out of their own volition. Your will gives them freedom not to do your will. When God created creatures, it seems that the goal was for free creatures that are capable of choosing right and wrong. C.S. Lewis states that it's this freedom that allows evil to be a possibility. Why then allow free will? Because even though it allows someone to choose evil, it also allows them to choose meaningful love and goodness. Were we to imagine a world where everyone chose right and couldn't do any differently, wouldn't that be a world of robots doing nothing more than acting on a predictable program? Then we have the following question. Couldn't God have created us better so that we chose good more often? But ability only affects agency as a matter of scale. The more capable of good an entity is, the more capacity for evil it also possesses. There are no particularly good cows, but no particularly evil cows either. Dogs are a little more capable of being good and bad, a human child slightly more so, a grown adult more so, a super genius more so. A superhuman spiritual entity is capable of great good, but also extreme evil. If we want a world where creatures are capable of great good things, we must understand that they are also capable of great evil. The moment a creature is able to understand self, it has the option to place itself at the forefront of its own life. And this was the great downfall of Satan. A great superhuman spiritual being that God created for great goodness. Through his own agency, he chose to place himself in God's stead, and that was the great con that he carried out on man. He convinced us that we could be happy apart from God. This con is basically what we call human history. The pursuit of purpose in humanity. Money, power, empires. None of these things will ever truly make us happy. But why? Because we weren't made to. Imagine a car made to run on gas. You won't ever get your '08 Civic to run on maple syrup. You won't ever find happiness apart from God. You weren't made to. And that is what Satan has done to us. Empires rise, nations are built, institutions are put into place, but somehow they all manage to go awry. But what does God do? He shows us who He is and how we can get gassed up correctly. He's done a few things throughout history to get us on the right track. Firstly, He left us with a consciousness, which some people try very hard to follow. Secondly, He left us with strange common themes throughout all religions and even secular stories through history, about someone who dies on behalf of others and gives them a shot at real life. Thirdly, He chose a small, nomadic, Middle Eastern people and hammered into their heads exactly the kind of God He is. We have an account of this hammering process we call the Old Testament, and these people are the Hebrews. The last thing He did is something that no one expected. Among this Jewish people arose a man who claimed to be God, not a part of God or ascended to the gods. Judaism didn't account for those kind of claims. As a devout Jew, this man's claim was that he was from outside of the universe, its author. But even more interesting than this was his claim to forgive sins. The insanity of this claim really doesn't hit today like it would have back then. Imagine I forgave someone who had stolen from someone else as if I was the person chiefly wronged by their actions. You would think I was crazy. But this is precisely what Jesus of Nazareth did. He acted as if He was the person most affected by the wrongs that people have committed against each other. Some people claim that Jesus was a great moral teacher but not God. But if He was not God, then His claims would not be wise. They would be admissible in court as insanity. But that isn't the impression that anyone gets from Jesus. Even His harshest critics don't get the impression that He was a few cards short of a full deck. That leaves us with one of three options. He was either a malevolent who wanted to drive people into confusion, an insane person who was able to gather people around him and fool people throughout history, or the very person He claimed to be. The one thing He cannot be is simply a great moral teacher. He must be either a lunatic, liar, or Lord. Let's briefly recap what we've discussed in these previous episodes. God must be above and beyond the universe. God created the universe. It was one of God's creations, Satan, that chose to corrupt the universe. Now the world is embroiled in a war between choosing a relationship with God or choosing a fake relationship with objects, desires, or ambitions. He argued that God cannot simply resolve the war, because that would mean stripping agents of their agency. Lastly, a man claiming to be God, named Jesus, showed up and promised the forgiveness of sins, making Him either a lunatic, liar, or Lord.
I hope you enjoyed this installment of What is Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. If you'd like to learn more about St. James or the Faith We Confess ministries, head over to thefaithweconfess.com and you can learn more about us there. If you'd like to learn more about St. James, you can head over to stjames-leesburg.org and just discover a little bit more about who we are. If you're interested in tuning in live to our services, we live stream every service on Sunday morning at 10:15 a.m. You can watch that on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. For more of the Faith We Confess content, feel free to head over to our YouTube channel and you can hit the subscribe button while you're there. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any thoughts or comments on things that we can do or things that we have done. We appreciate you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.